what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. It is Austria this episode, sprint weekend. Hopefully, we can do some good things in the sprint and also finish well in the Grand Prix. But you can see that we have the ability to design something else. We're going to go with the rear wing. I have the third rendition of the rear wing being built right now, so you can see that it's already on the first car. You can see what it's going to do, and it's actually going to move us up pretty well on the grid as well, adding a lot more DRS, adding a little bit of dirty air tolerance because we can't handle any of that, and then also our top speed gets worked on as well. And so I'm going to hit continue here. Of course, when we really need to be upgrading our car, we get wind tunnel data concerns, so we're going to have to improve the investigation. We're going to have to pause everything until after Austria. That sucks. All right, so I mentioned that McLaren is enemy number one. They keep messing up our races. They keep messing them up. This is your fault, Peter. Actually, it's not Peter's fault. He's just the head of Aero. But Peter, we're going to come and get you because we are going to decimate McLaren the best that we can. So we're going to scout him. Neil, we're going to scout Neil because we might just poach him just cuz. And then the head of sporting, Singh, I actually really want Singh. Everybody else I might poach just to spite McLaren, but I actually really want Randeep Singh. He's one of the youngest. He's an 86. He's 37 years old. He's going to heavily improve, and so I actually do want to take a look at him because I actually do want to try to poach him. Definitely. Other people that I want to look into possibly poaching from other teams. Just really quickly, I am slightly messing around with probably Neil. He's not that big of an upgrade on Pat Fry. And so if we're going to replace Fry, if we're going to actually decide to terminate his contract, which is going to cost us 3.7, then I want somebody up here. Maybe James Allison or Cardle, somebody like that. And then on the head of Aero side, we might get Peter Pedromu, but somebody like Enrico and then Diego. Obviously, these two are the best, and so we might go after one of these two instead. And then over here, I really like Josh Peckett. I think that he has some. I think he'll grow with the team. And then Mark Slade, we might not re-sign Mark Slade. I might look into maybe getting Marcus Dudley, or taking somebody from Red Bull or somebody like that. Maybe a Hugh Bird, 35. Once again, growing with the team. But I might look into Dudley. I might look into these top guys right here and just see what we can do. We have signed our first affiliate driver. It took me a really long time. I've actually been trying to get him from the beginning of episode number 1. I don't like the new negotiation system. I like the new bar to know if you're like in the range of what they're wanting and stuff like that. But the offer deadline thing is broken. I hate it. But we have finally signed Jack Crawford to our affiliate system, and here's why. So Crawford's going to come next season, but we are an American company, and this guy is a 19-year-old American. His development rate is high, and so he might become maybe 81, 82, something like that. But we're going to try to get him into a seat in F1 just because we're an American, he's an American, let's go, stuff like that. But I am still scouting out who we are going to bring into the seat for Grosjean because Grosjean can't stay. He's not good enough. We really need a driver to build around, as Pato's probably not going to be good enough either. So we're moving on to the race targets. We have, looks like we're 20th overall. I'm actually missing a part to Pato that comes in right after practice and qualifying. So for the sprint race, he will have it, but he won't have it for sprint qualifying. So we're going to put 18th for Pato and then 18th for Grosjean because that seems to be working. We're starting to move up the grid, so hopefully we can do the same. Maybe we can get a lucky in Austria and move up the grid even further. All right, welcome to sprint qualifying. We're going to send out award first. At this point, it's just to have it. And then we're going to throw in Grosjean next. I think he's going to come out behind Russell. So maybe getting a slight toe off of Russell here. Today, the entire weekend is supposed to be clear, so no rain, no nothing. And so clear sailing for the entire weekend, all qualifying, all races. And so it should be a great weekend here in Austria. Award starting his first flyer, and he's going to be able to take signs on one of the DRS straights. Same with Grosjean, and so Award is looking good. It looks like Russell is going to leapfrog both of them. A 104.1 for Award. Let's see what Grosjean gets, and Grosjean is going to get, I assume, he was 104.4, so 104.2? 104.2. All right, we're sending our guys out after the first round. It looks like Max Verstappen is almost 2 seconds faster than us, which is not great for us. But we are following Piastri here, and so hopefully he can get these guys to stop and give us a good lap or two. And we're going to end up 12th and 13th. We did improve our times. We did get closer to Verstappen. All right, so we were 12th and 13th when we left off, and we're still 12th and 13th. Yuki Tsunoda is just going a little bit faster than us. And so it looks like RB is the next one that we're going to take down, and then we've got to break into getting Aston Martin. And so I feel like we're only a few episodes away from really being able to compete here. All right, so now we're in queue number 2. I feel like we're only a few races before we can really start competing. I think something like Austria, if things kind of go our way with some flags, some yellow flags, not red flags, but yellow flags kind of go our way, we'll be able to, that's about what he did last time, and Grosjean's just a little bit quicker. Then I think we'll be able to maybe sneak into the points. We'll start being able to sniff points here. There's a red flag! Verstappen and Perez! What happened? There's a red flag, Verstappen and Perez. Can I see the replay? Can I see the replay? Oh my goodness. Yes! Yes! Oh! Fantastic. They're going to be starting behind us in the sprint. All right, so it looks like Verstappen and Perez are going to be starting 14th and 15th. We're going to go ahead and send out our guys right behind that train there. See what we can do. See if we can retain some of our ability to, some of our position, I should say, our ability. I don't know what I was about to say. But with that, it looks like if we have a few good laps here with Award and Grosjean, which they didn't improve upon their time, then we might be able to actually start in queue number 3. We're going to be in Q3. I didn't really expect the Red Bulls to mess up and Perez to crash his own teammate. But that's what happened, and that has given us the ability to get into Q3 here, and we're going to get right to Leclerc and to Norris, and Norris is going to block off Grosjean just a little bit. He slowed him down majorly, so Grosjean needs to go out again. All right, so after everybody has gone at least once, the Ferraris are starting on the front row, which kind of just fits for the season, is that the Ferraris are crushing everybody. Grosjean's going to have clean air the entire time. Award's going to get by Russell quite easily. Russell is actually, Grosjean went just a little bit faster and jumped Bottas. Russell had a bad first qualifier. He should be able to jump Award, so I'm thinking maybe 8th and 9th is where we're going to start. All right, so we're starting P8, P9. Technically, we're starting in the points once again. We are so close to really being able to compete for a top 10, but remember the sprint race, only the first 8 get points. It is 8 and then all the way down to 1 point for getting 8th place. Pretty straightforward. We're just going to be on the mediums the entire time. I think that's what most people are going to end up doing. And so mediums the entire time. Let's see if we can make it work. Let's see if we can maintain top 10. I know that's not going to give us points, but it would make me feel better about the Grand Prix. Here we go. We have the 5 red lights, and they are out, and away we are. The prancing ponies are up at the top, and then we've got Piastri, and then we've got the silver arrows. And there we are. We are blocking off Stroll and Bottas, and right now it looks like Grosjean is in the lead. So let's go ahead and take a look at where Award is, and Award's going to look like he's going to dive up the outside of Grosjean just a little bit and try to take Grosjean. That looked like a little bit of an incident for the RB, but it is Alonso getting by Tsunoda, and then O'Ward's going to get a fantastic run, and it looks like Rory's going to try to take Tsunoda here, and Yuki Tsunoda might fall victim to O'Ward if O'Ward's going to get a good launch out of this corner, and there it is, right out of the turn. Yuki Tsunoda ends up behind O'Ward, and so O'Ward is putting himself into a great position to hopefully, I think what we're going to try to do, just at all costs, we're going to try to stay behind O'Ward the entire, not O'Ward, we're going to have O'Ward stay behind Alonso the entire time. We'll see if we can make that work. DRS is now enabled, and so we are going to be able to pull straight back up to the rear bumper of Alonso, or at least get closer to, I guess, Russell. We have really good DRS. I don't think Aston Martin does have as good of DRS as us, and it looks like Aston Martin is now losing ground on... Oh, and we're fighting Yuki Tsunoda, so Aston Martin's losing a little bit of ground on the Silver Arrows, and then Yuki Tsunoda does not have DRS, and Grosjean's going to pull right into that position. As that is going on, we're going to pull right up to the rear bumper of Alonso. Absolutely fantastic there, and so Alonso is looking like he might be in trouble because he is not going to be able to keep up with the Mercedes here, and we can continue this train and make it really hard on Perez and Verstappen and Norris to make it through. All right, and now we're going down on, we've got to kill the battery here, and we've got to go back to standard and just hope and pray that Alonso is just going to continue to pull us along. Alonso gets a great launch out of that corner, which is really going to help both O'Ward and Grosjean pull right to the back bumper of Alonso. I don't mind if we never pass Alonso. Tsunoda has fallen victim to Norris as well. I don't know if something's wrong with Tsunoda, but Tsunoda should not be getting that far behind us. We do not have a better car. And Alonso is now starting to ditch us, which is not good. We don't have enough tire to spend to catch back up to Alonso. And so I think what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to keep our guys at the front of the train here. Because once, like, if Norris gets by us, I shouldn't say once, because the goal is to not let Norris get by us. If Norris gets by us, then that's not going to be great for us. And there's another, hopefully, a halfway decent launch. And Norris is going to go to the outside as we cover our teammate off. Norris is going to pass both of us. I say all of that. Don't let Norris get by both of us. And what happens? Norris is going to go and drive right around. And here comes Grosjean. And I don't think Norris has DRS at all. Does he have DRS? I don't think so. And so Grosjean's going to be able to get around Norris. Norris is going to go around the outside of Grosjean. And he's going to use a little bit of battery to pull out in front of Grosjean, and that's it for Norris. Norris is now by us. O'Ward, you need to catch up a little bit here, bud, so you don't get taken by Verstappen. And O'Ward is not going to have DRS, and there goes Verstappen down the inside. And now Verstappen's going to move on to trying to nab Grosjean, and that's going to kick us right out of the points. That's going to kick us right out of the points.
Perez behind.
And Perez is behind. Once again, we are trying to maintain 10th. So finishing in front of Tsunoda and Danny Rick is what we're trying to do. Stroll is all the way down in 20th. I don't know what's going on with them, but it's the same exact move to pass Grosjean that Norris did. Verstappen goes around the outside and takes Grosjean. The Red Bulls qualified behind us that they were going to come charging through. They have the best, they have the second best car. Why is he on Hearts? Perez is on Hearts. Who's on Hearts? Is Perez the only one? Oh no, some people in the back of the field are on Hearts. That's interesting. Yellow flag. What's happened? Virtual safety car. That's what I'm talking about. Looks like a Haas has crashed. A Haas has crashed. Magnussen. Where's Magnussen? He's beached. He's beached. That's perfect. So Magnussen's running in dead last. Oh no, he's not. He wasn't running in last at that point. Oh! Whoa! I don't know what happened. I don't know. It just looked like his car just took off on him. This is good news for us. Good news for us. Saves a little bit of tire. It saves a little bit of tire. Saves us from losing a position right away. And you can see the long line behind us. All right, we even have, who's that? We even have Hulkenberg attached to us. And then the next spot is Bottas, who is not. So we've got a nice long train behind us. And this is going to be maintained for at least another lap or so while we are under the VSC. All right, so the VSC is done. We're going to push fuel. We're not going to push that. We're going to deploy. We're going to push fuel, and we're going to deploy for an entire lap.
No lift and coast required.
And let's see if we can keep 9th and 10th, because there's no way we get back to Verstappen, so we're going to try to keep 9th and 10th, and we're going to try to ditch... Oh, we ditched Perez! Perez did not get a good launch out of that VSC, and we did. That's fantastic. Perez might get passed by Yuki Tsunoda, and he absolutely does. Yuki Tsunoda is going to pass Perez, and so that's going to help us out. Thank you, Yuki. Tsunoda is maintaining his 1.4 behind us. Perez is looking right behind O'Ward, so let's see what happens here. So O'Ward is going to go catch DRS off of Grosjean. I don't think he's going to make it. Perez is not going to make it to him either. And so we're going to grab a DRS once again off of Grosjean. And I hope that we don't fight each other. That's how the past few people have gotten by us, is that we fought each other. Perez is going to look down the inside, and O'Ward's going to do a great job covering. And O'Ward is going to get past Grosjean, and Grosjean's not going to have DRS. That's not great, because Perez does have DRS. Perez is going to not going to be able to pull really any bit closer to our guys here, and that is absolutely perfectly done. All right, so once again, Perez is really close to O'Ward, and Grosjean's, sorry, really close to Grosjean, and we're going to cover our teammate off instead of trying to cover Perez off, and Perez is going to go around the outside, and once again, it happened again. I wish you could just like go in and tell these people, like, don't let them go around the outside. Block them off. Work as a team. Work as a team. You guys suck. Right, so now on to lap 14. Here's the good news. I've been looking at what Danny Ricciardo's been able to do. They have really, really bad DRS. So if we get DRS, we're going by. He has to be actually rather close to us to be able to get by one of our cars. Yeah. And so that's one of the Piastris behind us. Safety car! What's happened? Verstappen! Oh, Verstappen's off the track! Verstappen's off the track! Verstappen is off. What has happened? It's a safety car, too.
Do whatever you need for tires.
Oh, yeah. No, we're going in for tires. Sainz went in for tires. We're going in for tires. Sainz went in. We're going in. Let's go. It's the type of thing that we needed to happen this lap. All right. This is the exact thing. Oh, and Verstappen is out. He's retired. What has happened? Let's watch the replay. What? What kind of replay is that? Just random tires just kind of floating there. That's cool. I'm pointing to him instead of using my cursor, which really doesn't help you guys at all. Get him out. All right, 2.7. Here comes Grosjean. Grosjean, is he going to maintain his spot? He's going to let somebody go. Oh, we had a bad pit stop. Oh, it's okay. We only ended up behind Danny Ricciardo, which is what I thought was going to happen either way. But bad pit stop. Y'all suck. And we're going to go and stack up behind everybody. So this is going to really shake up the field. Hopefully this Sainz is not going to be able to run away. I don't mind if Ferrari win. Ferrari haven't won a Constructors in years. But it would be nice to have a little bit of a battle too. All right, so this is truly a sprint to the finish. So we are going to be able to go, I'll just show you guys, we're going to be able to go attacking to the end. And so we have green flag, so we're going to fuel. We're going to deploy, attack, fuel, deploy, and so here we go. And Danny Ricciardo has something going wrong with his engine or something. And let's go ahead and see what's going on with O'Ward. And O'Ward is right up against Perez. And we are right there with Danny Ricciardo as well. He's actually holding Grosjean up a little bit. And let's see if we can get some passes with O'Ward, as everything is a little bit more jumbled up here. And so O'Ward's going to get not a great launch out of that corner there, out of that turn. And now he's going to be able to make up a lot of time on Perez. And he's just going to follow Perez. And that should give us the ability to pass Danny Ricciardo. And it might give O'Ward the chance to get by somebody like Sergio Perez, who we've gotten past before with DRS, and that's exactly what might happen here. Now Perez is starting to get a little bit closer to us, and we're going to get DRS, and I don't think Russell's going to get DRS here. I don't think Russell's going to get DRS. We're going to accelerate out of the corner, and O'Ward is in 8th place. He now has DRS on Russell, and I don't know, Russell was not able to get DRS, and Grosjean is going to be able to take 10th away from Danny Ricciardo. And so this race is turning out to be something that could be really great. And there's another yellow flag. What has happened? Hulkenberg has just run wide. Hulkenberg just run wide. I thought we were going to have something a little bit more exciting than that. So we're going to need to click off of Grosjean here. And now we can go hard. We can continue pushing the fuel. So there we go. And some more DRS. This time he does not get as good of a launch. And so we're going to go follow in his slipstream. Then we're going to go look to the inside of Russell, and we're going to push him out to the outside, and Russell is going to get pushed off the track. We pushed Russell off the track. That's awesome. And now Grosjean, Rick, and Stroll, and Sargent have made it past Russell. And so Russell's not going to be a problem anymore. And now we are in 7th place, and we're trying to track down Lando Norris. That's what I'm talking about. Big elbows by O'Ward. Big elbows. I don't remember who did it to Sargent in the last episode. I think it was Grosjean, just like punted Sargent out into the gravel, and we pulled the same thing. Look, if the FIA is not going to tell us not to, if they're not going to penalize, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. You ain't cheating, you ain't trying. All right, cheat a little bit. It's all good. If the FIA is not going to be like, is not going to give you a slap on the wrist with a 5-second penalty, then it technically isn't cheating. All right, it's technically not cheating. We have 3 laps left. We are in 8th. Danny Ricciardo is 3.6 seconds behind us. 3.6, 3.9. That's what I'm talking about. All right, and so Grosjean is going to end up giving up the next spot. There's a lot going on. I don't know what's going on with Grosjean. Grosjean currently is in 11th. We're going to have the advantage going into this turn here, and Danny Ricciardo is going to back out. And now Lance Stroll, who started all the way back in the cellar, has made his way back up to the top. And now I'm getting a little bit nervous because O'Ward has now lost disconnection with these guys up here. And so we're going to throw the battery on for the next 2 turns here to try to catch back up so that we could possibly get a little bit of DRS to get dragged along, and it's a little bit too late. And so now the game is this. Does Stroll have enough speed to come and catch us? Okay, so we're gonna check out the last laps. All right, so he might have closed the gap by 2 seconds. I mean, he has lost Grosjean. And now, he has closed the gap by 3 seconds. No! No way! There's no shot, right? There's no shot that this game is going to do this to me. There is no shot that Stroll, that Daddy's money, the guy that is only in F1 because his daddy wants him to be, is going to pass us here. There is no shot! No shot! No shot! Defend for your life, O'Ward! O'Ward, get to the inside! Get to the inside! Deploy! Deploy! No shot, right?
Car behind.
Award?
Norris, 3 seconds behind.
All right, there we go. Award has been able to keep him behind for right now. And so we're playing. This is a dangerous game that we are currently playing. Very dangerous game. He might take us on this last straight here if he's going to be close enough. No, no, no. Do not do this to me, Stroll. Do not break my heart, Stroll. Do not break my heart, Stroll. Do not. Yes! 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 Stroll, you suck, man!
That's P8.
Alright, that might be a bit much, but P8! P8! We got a point, everybody!
It's a team effort, mate.
We got a point!
Not going to come
I'm
into
spitting
the
all over my computer right now. I'm spitting all over my computer. There it is. There it is. He gives us the thumbs up. First points for Team Andretti. Award. Our Mexican man. He's better than Perez, guys. He's the best Mexican on the grid. Best Mexican on the grid. Better than Perez. I don't care. I don't care if Perez made up 8 spots to get 7th. Award maintained his 8th. All right, so welcome to qualifying for the Grand Prix. I feel like we could just cut the episode off right there, and that would be a fantastic episode. I mean, Verstappen crashing, we got our first points. Obviously, we got lucky with Verstappen crashing. We punted Russell off of the track so that we could get an advantage. 3.8. Once again, that's good for him. 3.9 for Grosjean. That should get us into Q number 2. All right, so we did get into Q number 2. We did get into Q2 with 14th and 15th. We'll definitely go multiple times in this one. Pato Award now has the underfloor. So he got 8th place with the starting underfloor. We didn't even have the upgraded underfloor in his car. And so now we have that in his car for him. Because, my guy, you got us our first points, but you also have crashed us a ton. A ton. Award actually got his fastest time so far in qualifying. And so 3.7. So once rubber gets a little bit higher and we get out on sticker tires, as we would call them in America, they're going to have enough time to make their way around. I also think that they're going to have clean air the entire time, so that's really going to work out for them. Award and Grosjean definitely going to have clean air the entire time. They're both going faster so far through the first sector. Award is faster. Grosjean is faster. And Award, oh, we barely missed. All right, so here is the results from Q number 3. Lando Norris starting on the pole. Max, Perez, Carlos, and then Leclerc is your top 5. All right, so I think this is what we're going to do. Once again, we're going to go with the classic 3-stop for Award, just like we did in Spain. And then Grosjean, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to experiment just a little bit with Grosjean. And we're actually going to go light on the soft tires. I think that this is going to work decently well. I've done it in a different save of mine, but my car was elite in that one. And so I don't know. It really worked in that one, but my car was so much better than everybody else's. I'm not sure how it's going to work with a subpar car. We're doing a little bit of experimenting with our tire run, but we got points. And so, I mean, this is just, at this point, this is just gravy, right? This is just gravy. And so we're going to hit deploy. We're going to leave him there because he doesn't have extra tire. And then we're going to deploy out. We're just going to leave the fuel on for Grosjean as long as we can. And see what happens for him. So there we go. Let's go ahead, hit play here. Award. We're going to start on Award. We're going to see if he can get up the inside of Russell. And it looks like we're going to be able to get up the inside. We're going to be able to maintain that speed. And we're going to get past Hamilton. And we're going to get past Lance Stroll. Can we make it? Can we make it 4, guys? Can we make it 4? Can we get by Alonso as well? It doesn't look like it. And so we're going to not quite get past Stroll here. And then now we're going to get past Stroll. And then we're going to try to make it 4 by getting past Alonso on this straight. We're going to dive underneath Alonso. We're going to pull out just a little bit so that we don't get into a wreck. So perfectly done. So Award's now up to 8th. Grosjean is still in 13th. And Alonso already has lost disconnection. Oh, I thought he was going to lose connection. So looks like Alonso is not going to get DRS off of Piastri. And we're going to get DRS off of Alonso, which could make our life just a little bit easier maintaining distance. All right, so DRS is enabled, and Verstappen is trying to run away from the entire field already. And it looks like Alonso is going to get DRS off of Piastri. And so we're going to go ahead and get DRS off of Alonso, and we have much better DRS than the Aston Martin. And so that is perfectly done. And the Aston Martin is not going to get DRS off of Piastri. And we're going to get DRS right off of him. So we're going to pull right up to the rear wing of Fernando Alonso again, and we're not going to try to make the pass this time. And so Grosjean has made a pass, and now he's trying to get to the rear wing of Russell as we see Award check out the inside of Alonso. We're going to actually cut off his battery to actually save a little bit of battery. We're going to go ahead and go on to standard with him there. And then Grosjean is not going to be able to catch Russell, so we're going to go ahead and cut it off there. We're going to keep his fuel. Actually, we're going to cut his fuel. We're going to cut his fuel and hope that we get really dragged along by Tsunoda. Really, that's I think that's going to be the best plan for us there. And then us here is going to be just see how long we can get pulled along by Alonso. Eventually, his tires are going to become much better than ours. But if we can be pulled along by Alonso for at least, I don't know, 4 or 5 laps, that would be pretty nice from the last race, and it looks like he is possibly going to be able to do it here, and he does. So Tsunoda's going to get by Grosjean. And all we really need from Award is to just stay with. I'm going to tell him not to. I'm going to go overtake aggression of low, so he doesn't do that, because when he looks inside, pulls out of it, Alonso is able to increase that gap quite significantly. I just want to be pulled along by Alonso. We don't need to pass Alonso. We don't need to do any of that. Really, what we need is to get away from some of the guys behind us and really be able to maintain being in points as long as possible, so that when Award, because we are triple stopping, we're 3 stopping with Award, we're able to actually make up ground on some of these guys. And there's Stroll right up next to Award, and Stroll's going to get by Award. That's not what we wanted, but we're going to fight back on Award's going to fight back on Stroll here, and is going to go possibly around the outside. We're going to deploy, and we're going to see if we can just go ahead and get right past Stroll again, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So at some point, we're going to have to cut his fuel off, because he can't just be burning through all of his fuel. But I'm really trying to play the game of keeping connection with Alonso the best that we can. In our sights, I think the easier that this race will go, and I think that we did it again, and it looks like now Russell gets punted again! Russell gets punted again, and this time it's by Stroll. And so Award and Stroll is not going to be able to catch Award on this one. And Tsunoda and Grosjean are going to keep fighting, and Stroll's going to try to go up the inside, and Stroll's going to push us off a little bit, and we're going to go and grab it DRS, and we're going to get right past Stroll again. And so we got to get a little excitable for no reason. But Stroll is not liking us from stealing his point in the sprint race. So Grosjean is struggling to keep Tsunoda with him. Tsunoda's on softs. We're on mediums, so our mediums should be good to keep up with Tsunoda. And Award is going to try to get past Alonso. So as we flip back to Award and we see what's going on with Award, Award is going to go right by Alonso. And Alonso is going to end up in 8th, and he's going to end up in front of Stroll. I don't know how much that's going to benefit us, but it's good to know that our DRS is working quite well. This is why we wanted so much DRS. It's why we're making a new rear wing again, to increase our DRS. I think we'll be in like 4th on DRS or something like that once it's increased. So we'll be getting closer to Red Bull's DRS, which is great. But this is the type of thing that we wanted. A place like Austria, and I think the other place that we're really going to be good at, especially by the end of the season, is Las Vegas. I think, we're going to get DRS right off of Alonso again. We're going to get... No, we didn't get DRS off of Alonso? How did Alonso get DRS? How did...
Stroll behind.
All right, so we gotta check Lance Stroll. Lance Stroll is going to go ahead and actually take Award here, and Award is going to then catch DRS off of those guys.
Let's not give up.
That's definitely not what we wanted. But I think it's gonna be okay. But like I was saying, I think we're gonna actually be quite good at Las Vegas. The people with great DRS do fantastic at Las Vegas. That long straight at Las Vegas is amazing for people with good DRS. If you don't have good DRS and you go to Las Vegas, it is rough. It's really rough. And as I'm talking, we're starting to lose connection with Lance Stroll here. Maybe we got it, maybe we didn't. Let's see. I don't know if we got it. Award did not get DRS off of Stroll. And so Russell is going to go by. Hamilton's going to think about it, and he's not going to be able to go by. But this time, Russell is not going to have DRS. How?
Keep going. Hamilton.
How? Cover off Hamilton at least. 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 All right, so there we go. Now Award has DRS, and now we've got to go try to catch. And there's a safety car. There's a safety car.
Remember, long way to go in this race.
All right, what's happened? Oh, Grosjean just retired. All right, so here comes Nico Hülkenberg. I think that's Grosjean right there. What? Oh, we hit Nico. Sucks. All right, so here's the question. Let's start. We might be able to mess around here a little bit with Award, because by the time we get started again, we will probably be a lap away from going on a medium. So let's go like this. And let's go on to mediums just a little bit early. Hopefully what this does is that it gives us a tire advantage over everybody else, as long as nobody else pits. Make up a few spots. And then as everybody's still going to two-stop after that, most likely, we will be able to do that. So let's go ahead and do that. That's really disappointing. Oh, I thought we were going to have a fantastic... it's okay. Look, we already have a point. We already have a point. I want to make sure that we're on the 100%. We're on the 100%. Okay. All right, so really all we have to do is concentrate on Award, since and Leclerc now has an issue. And so Grosjean is going to end up in last, which is quite unfortunate. Let's go fall back into the slipstream. There you go. And he's going to have a penalty, so he's going to start 5 grid places lower on the next race, which really stinks because, let's be honest, we already struggle to qualify halfway decent, and now we were thinking about going after Russell, and we still are going to try to dive underneath Russell here. And Russell, I assume, is going to use some battery. We're also going to use some battery, and we're going to get the better acceleration out of that turn. And then we're going to actually go for Bottas, and it looks like we're going to go for the Aston Martin as well. And no, we're just going to go for Bottas here, and we're going to get right around Bottas. And then we're going to look at Stroll. We're going to look to the inside, and we're going to decide not to. I'm going to go ahead and put us back onto medium here. And Russell is going to come right up to our rear wing, and then we're going to get halfway decent acceleration out of that. And then Russell is going to get DRS, and the Mercedes has a really good DRS here. And we're going to get passed by Russell, but now we should get DRS off of Russell. There was the line for the DRS. And Russell should not have DRS, and we should. All right, there we go. So now we've got DRS. Russell does not, and it looks like should be able to repass Russell quite easily here.
So Fernando.
And there we go. We're going to go run a little bit deeper. We're going to have a little bit better acceleration out of that turn, and there it is. We have Russell. All right, so this time we're going to see Russell go by us. Hopefully Alonso does not have enough to get by us as well. And we're not going to have DRS on this next straight. Russell's going to have timed that perfectly. And now Alonso has the shot to get by us.
Keep it up.
Russell's going to vanish up the road. And Alonso's going to look down the inside. And there it is. Alonso. Oh, did he just hit us? Oh, man. Sometimes the graphics freak me out, man. They freak me out because I think that we actually like got hit or something like that. And the game doesn't register it because his entire wheel was inside of our car. Oh, we're not going to be able to keep up with these guys. We're not keeping up. Hamilton's got DRS on us now. We're starting to fall like a rock. This Grand Prix starting to turn slightly into a disaster, but we should have DRS off of Hamilton. So there we go. DRS right off Hamilton. Oh, there we go. We're starting to make a move now. So we might make a move on both of the silver arrows here. We're going to have DRS off of Russell. And so Russell's going to pull out in front just a little bit here. And then we're going to grab DRS and we're going to actually be able to retake Russell here. Fantastic move on Hamilton. And then O'Ward is also going to be able to possibly take Russell. We'll punt him again. Punt him off. Oh, and Russell's going to retake us here. It's okay. Fall right behind Russell. It's all good. Fall behind Russell. I know Hamilton has DRS. Oh, there's Hamilton. I thought he was so far behind us. What just happened? Where's the replay? I want the replay. I want to see what happened. I was looking at the intervals. He was 0.3 behind us. He went through us! What is this garbage? He went through us! He literally, whoop! He went through us! What is that? Oh, this game angers me sometimes! And so we're gonna go and accelerate off this straight just to provide us with a little bit more pace to try to keep us in DRS range. I don't know if it's going to happen though. Once again, deploy out of this corner. We got DRS again, just so that we can try to keep up with these guys. It's not going to happen. I don't know what just happened. Oh! I want a better card! Danny Ricciardo is now taking us. I feel like this weekend has turned into a disaster, but it really hasn't. Right? We got our first points, but the Grand Prix has just, I just feel like we keep falling like rocks throughout the entire Grand Prix. He just got a better run out of the corner and passed us. As long as what happened with Hamilton doesn't happen to us, I'm perfectly fine with that. Drivers in. I'm going to be honest, just as now we're just kind of getting towed along here, and we're probably going to end up in 13th is my guess, unless something weird happens where we can get some sort of advantage. I think that we are going to end up. We're definitely going to sign somebody for Grosjean. We're probably going to sign an F1 guy from Grosjean. I don't know who it is quite yet. And then we might replace O'Ward. It really kind of depends on the rest of the season. I'll probably replace Grosjean pretty quickly once we scout all the McLaren guys and choose which people to hijack from them. We will. I'll start scouting some more drivers to kind of decide who we're going to bring in for the following season. All right, so now we're diving into the pits. Russell's going to pit in front of us as well. Hopefully we can undercut Tsunoda and Danny Rick. We were about 4 seconds behind him when we dove into the pits, which is a little disappointing. We lost connection, and we were just not able to maintain speed. And so we're going to put on hards. We're going to go attacking, I believe, on these hards in the middle stint, and then we're going to go aggressive on hards to the finish. And so we've got 2 hard stints coming up. I have not learned my lesson about hards yet. To be totally honest with you, I just keep deciding that, you know what, hards sound like a great idea over and over and over again, even though we know that they're not. So Russell's in front of us. Magnussen's 12 seconds behind us, and so our pace is going to be attacking. So hopefully we can undercut some of these guys. All right, there is a yellow flag. Somebody has it gone off. Let's look at the crash. Oh, it's Max! Okay, so what's happened to Max? What's happened to Max? What's happened to Max? Punt him! Ha ha ha! He looks like he's got a little bit of front wing damage, most likely. Max, watch your mouth. Alright, so Ricciardo and Alonso are now in the pits. And let's see how far out in front of them. So they are currently getting their work done. We are right by them, and so we're going to be a few seconds up the road from them. When they come out. So perfectly done. The undercut has significantly worked here. We're saving fuel for the second undercut. So I think we're going to end up undercutting them here, or we're going to pit at the same time, and I want to have an advantage once we hit here. So Alonso, 7 seconds behind us. Ricciardo is 8 seconds behind us. We still have not been able to catch Russell, but Tsunoda is there as well. They put on hards. I don't think they can make it to the finish on hards. Gasly's definitely coming in one more time. Leclerc, Norris might not be. Sainz might not be, depending on how well he keeps his tires. So they might not be coming in until the end. So hopefully, if they catch us, it looks like Alonso is probably going to. We can keep up with them because of our pacing, and then we can put on better tires and maybe catch them if we're lucky. So let's see what happens. And of course,
Let's go right down.
well, they caught us. Right at, I mean,
Copy.
punt him. Get him out of here. I don't know how Award got DRS, but once again, we're in this DRS train. And now we've lost a ton of time on Tsunoda. We lost our entire 6-second lead. And we can't go as hard on the stint. And this is just how this race has gone. This is how this Grand Prix weekend has gone. And he's going to come up right here. Oh, nope. I thought that was what was going to happen. All right, I think so. You know, I guess we're just going to have to ride a little bit. Right around behind Danny Ricciardo. And hope that we can keep up with Ricciardo, Alonso, and Tsunoda. Ah!
Oh dear, a crash. There's been a crash.
And now we have damage!
Watching Alonso with this one. Dangerously close to each other. And you can see how the cars come together. And thankfully, after that, it seems the drivers are okay.
Something's wrong with the car. Yeah, I know, because you got in a crash! Oh! This weekend has gone from such a good weekend to worse. I mean, he locked up with 6 seconds in front of somebody when we got a perfect undercut. And now he has hit Alonso, and now we have front wing damage. And I don't know if we have an extra front wing this weekend. All right, here comes Yuki Tsunoda. Yuki Tsunoda is definitely going to make the pass on us here. And I think he's just going to drive away from us. Our downforce already sucks. And then with the broken front wing, I think he's just gonna pull away from us in this lap.
You're cool. Let's keep going. Come on.
I can't. I just can't. I just can't, guys. I can't. This guy keeps wrecking everything I put him in. Everything. I can't. I can't with him.
Focus on that time management.
He keeps. I was talking about in the. We've got to get rid of Award next season. We can't do this. 3 out of the last 4 races, he has done something. I should say weekends, because sprint. Obviously, he got a point, but he keeps wrecking parts. He keeps wrecking races in general. Now, Albon, who I thought we had 13th, solidified. Now Albon has DRS off of us. Here's what makes everything worse. Okay, we undercut Hamilton, Ricciardo, Tsunoda, and Alonso, and Perez just went out. Perez just had a mechanical issue, and he's out. Okay, so we are going to end up with 13th. But the undercut might have gotten us points. And now we're going to sit here for 5 seconds. Award, think what you did. Think about what you did. 2.6. 2.6 would have been the stop. That's not half bad for our guys. Just a quick update on the race. We're fast forwarding a lot here because there's just no action with us. Just look at the gaps that are there. So there's really no action. But you know, like we saw earlier, Perez is out, but Sainz is leading Verstappen by 17 seconds. And they got the same tire. So it looks like Carlos Sainz is going to win again. He is absolutely on fire right now. And so we're also getting lapped as well. And so that's going to make it much, much harder to... We're having the faster cars go by us. I shouldn't say we're getting lapped because... although Sainz is pretty close to us, we might end up 2 laps down by the end. And so it's going to be really hard to catch back up to Albon. All right, with about a lap and a half to go, Sainz just passed the start-finish. He's actually in the same straight as us at this point. We're not catching Albon, so we're going to come home with 13th. Well, during that lap, Sainz is actually right up there. That is Carlos Sainz. He's actually going to finish, and we're going to finish 2 laps down. And so, obviously, we weren't able to catch Albon there, but really kind of disappointing finish to the weekend that started out so well. All right, so Carlos Sainz ends up with first. Max Verstappen ends up with the fastest lap in second, and Lando to round out the podium. And then Charles Leclerc, Piastri. And then we've got everybody else. Danny Ricciardo ends up getting some points. Pato O'Ward lost 2 spots, and there's Grosjean. So there you go. So here's what this does for the driver standings, is that Pato O'Ward is now above Hulkenberg, Grosjean, Bottas, Sargent, Gasly, Zhou Guan Yu, Magnussen, Ocon, and then Pietro Fittipaldi. I don't know why he's on the list. What? Anyway, the constructors, here's what that does for the constructors, is that Williams has 1 point, and then Andretti has 1 point. So we're officially in 8th, everybody. We're officially in 8th. We just need 1 more point, and we will have beaten Williams. And it could have happened this weekend. Pretty frustrated. But Ferrari, McLaren are starting to pull away from Red Bull as the Red Bull drivers are starting to struggle a little bit. And Ferrari and McLaren are doing very, very well for themselves right now. All right, so thank you guys so much for joining me. My name is Ben, and I am Baldman Gaming. And we had a good weekend. We got our first point, but then we had a disappointing Grand Prix. And so we're really going to have to think about who do we bring in for Grosjean as we go along. If you guys liked the video, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment down below. Love to talk to you guys. Have been enjoying the comments so far. And as always, peace out and God bless.